months or so lah, but usually it's in years, months to years, won't be in days. Okay, so let me explain this a little bit. Okay, so why midterm and can give you good returns also is, let's say a midterm risk 6% to midterm returns 36. You don't need to invest a lot to make a lot of money. Okay, I'm going to give you a very simple example so everyone here can understand. Is that okay? Are you ready? Okay, are you ready? Okay, ready? Put there ready, put there R. So let's say, for example, you go into midterm, and how midterms actually make you money is very simple. Let's say you found an investment that gets you 10% returns in a year. 10%, not a lot, not very little. Correct or not? 10% okay, ma? Okay, not in a year. Let's not complicate putting time into it. Let's just put it 10%. Okay, so 10% returns. Okay, not? If right, okay, put that 10%. Come, put it 10%. Okay. So if you're okay for 10%, what you're going to do right now is this. You're going to come up with 100 ringgit, right? To put in to get your 10%. Correct or not? But then you say, hey, let's do something else. Let's go out there and loan from my brother, my sister, my good friend, and say, hey, boleh pinjam tak 100 ringgit? Okay. So if they say, okay lah, friend ma, they don't charge you interest. I just keep a simple example. So you take 100 ringgit and you take another 200 ringgit from your friend. Okay. So combined together, you now have 200 ringgit. Correct or not? So the 200 ringgit, you now put into an investment that gives you 10%. Okay, 10%. Now, after, let's say, 1 month, 2 months, let's say, after the whole project complete, you get back your money, you return 10% plus the extra money. So how much money do you make? You masuk 200, 10%, you keluar how much? What is your returns? 20 ringgit, correct? 20 ringgit, correct? Okay, very good. 20 ringgit. Everyone put that 20 ringgit. So I repeat again. 10% investment. Okay, first you put in your own money, 100 ringgit. Then you take your friend's money, borrow another 100 ringgit, combine together 200 ringgit. You put into the investment. Then after you return back, and then you get back 20 ringgit. Okay, and then 20 ringgit come back. You now return back the 200 ringgit to your friend. 20 ringgit over 100 ringgit, how much is your returns? 20 ringgit over 100 ringgit, how much is your returns? Thank you. Okay, 20%. Make sense? Okay, so what I'm going to show you is that if you use leverage, you're able to expand and increase your ROI. Okay, kalau you pinjam lah. So what I do in property is the same thing. I borrow from the banks at a very low interest rates. Okay, I'll show you that more lah. Okay, and I only pay 10% of my income, which is my down payment. 90% I borrow from the banks, right? That means I have a potential to make a lot more money. Okay, so that's how people or investors kind of use leverage. So leverage is very powerful because you're using other people's money. Now, of course, with interest coming in, you have to calculate. Kalau let's say your friend say, hey, takkan lah macam ni, okay? Cannot be like that. If I loan you 100 ringgit, I also must get some commission or some interest. Then they have to pay 5%, you have to minus this, minus that. So I'll show you how to do that more detail later on. But what I'm trying to tell you is leverage is a very powerful tool to double 2 times, 3 times, 4 times your income. Make sense or not? Okay, so right there, OPM, other people's money. Okay, however, let me just share this. Why is this an intermediate investment? Is because it takes skills. Everyone write their skills. If you have the wrong skills and you just borrow buta-buta, you will lose money. Do you know leverage also lose money, right? Okay, if you take 100 ringgit, okay, and you take your friend's 100 ringgit and you lose 10%, you have to pay back your friend 2 times more. So you have negative 20% loss also. Betul tak? Yes, okay. So you really have to make sure here is a midterm strategy, meaning that you must have certain skills involved. Okay. Once you have certain skills involved, you don't have to use all your cash. You can start to use leverage. All right. And that's how you make more money here. You can make money in stock market as well, playing margin accounts. You can make money into crypto as well by playing future accounts. Future means can go up to 10 times, 25 times, 50 times, 125 times your money. But very careful, you're borrowing 125 times your money. Is very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure your skills are good. Okay, this is a good way to go out there to become a very good investor, to make a lot of money, but it comes with a lot of risk as well if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so this is good. This is also good. Now I want to ask, how many of you have done mid-term trades before? You've done mid-term investment before, put that MT. If you've done futures, you've done margins, you've bought a house before, you are a mid-term investor. Very good. Thank you. Okay. Make sense, huh? Okay. So if you play futures, you must have at least, I don't know lah, I would say at least 1 to 2 years or 3 years of for experience before you start playing futures 100% all out. Okay. So these are kind of ways of doing it. Now, last one, ready? So the last one, okay, is basically for the more affluent class. So here's where the 10Ks come in. Okay. Top one is where the 10Ks come in. Here's where the 100 to 1 million come in. Okay, but here's where you play 10 million and above. Ready? Jeng, jeng, jeng. So long term, okay, is where the affluent, the advanced comes in. Low risk, preserve money, institutional. So this is where you play with institutional investors already. This is where, and it's not really low interest. Sometimes can go up to 50%, 100% returns as well, right? But this is where you look into something that's more than 10 years. Now, 10 years means you may invest into it and wait 10 years. 10 years means that the institution or the business investment has already been there for some time. We're talking about, we're investing into the dinosaurs. No, dinosaur extinct already. We're investing into the whales. We're investing into the big elephants, right? These are the ones that are market movers. Okay, these are, for example, commodities, right? We're talking about oil and gas. We're talking about sugar. We're talking about agriculture. Okay, we're talking about energy. Energy is oil and gas also, energy. All right. These are all the things that we invest in, which are the big players. All right. So this is where institutional players come and play with us. Now, a lot of you, institution also can be something like mutual trust. Okay, F&B, no. If it depends if it's actually in an institution that invests in you or not. So institution can be like unit trust, mutual trust. These are the normal ones lah. I don't usually play those. I play another thing. I play something called private placements. Have you heard about that? I play something called private equity. Private equity are big, large funds, private funds. Usually they are in, smallest I've seen is 50 million, but most of them is 100 million to 300 million. If ringgit or in USD. Okay, private investments, yes. Who wants to learn how to do that? Come, who wants to learn how to go into private investments? All right, put that, me. Okay, those kind, that's why I say you need to have 10 million big. Then they should invite you to play one. So places, companies like AirAsia, before it was listed long time ago, where do you get the money? Private investors, right? So we go in, we finance, and then when they list that time, we 10 times our money. Right, so a lot of these kind of games out there, right? So this is where institutional players come in, right? Low risk. Why is it low risk? Because a lot of them took the risk for you already, right? So it's basically very low risk. Okay, so you have the short term, you have the mid term, and you have the long term. Okay, many people focus on the short term, and that's why you get yourself burned. Mid term also not too bad, but still it's an exposure. A lot of the rich people play long term, meaning that the risk is very little, minimal, because we're talking about something super big and super long term already, right? So it's easier for them to manage. All right. So who wants to play short term, mid term, or long term? Can I show you more? Okay. So what kind of investment that you want to go into? All right. So first things first, can you tell me first, who wants to play short term? Come, put that ST. Okay. Who wants to play mid term? Okay. You're looking for returns to come in 1 to 5 years. Okay, combination of all three. Okay, who wants to play into long term? Okay, put it all in there. Correct or not? Hey, you think all save money? This one is 10K lah. Maybe this one is 100K lah. That one is at least maybe 1 million lah. Minimum also 1 million lah. Okay, so make sure you say all you got 1.11 million dollars. Okay. 1,110,000 ringgit minimum. Okay, so can play all. Yeah, you have $1 million, you can play long term. Okay, now, so I'm going to share a couple of things, right? Now, this is what normal people do. So everyone pay attention. Okay, now that you know classifications of investments, short term, mid term, or long term, most of you will do this. I will take my hard-earned savings and I'll put it into one of these, correct or not? But let's say, for example, if you take your hard-earned savings and put into here, what is your fear? What's your fear? What is your fear? What is your fear? Come. Yes, risk of losing. So what if, okay, this one bakar, fuah, tak ada lagi. You go into Luna and then Luna goes zero for crypto, or you go into some funny IPO and it goes zero, correct or not? Lost money, betul tak? How you feel? Okay, or don't think you can do that only. You buy property don't go up in price, okay, or you buy something else, don't go up in price, die also, correct or not? Long term also can die, okay? Agree or not? So things can go down as well. Now, how many of you agree the reason why you don't invest is because you're afraid of this happening? And when this happening right now, your savings die, your savings burn. Agreed? How many of you agree this is one of the reasons why you don't go into investment? Put that A to agree. Okay? Let's face it lah, okay? In this morning, I keep telling people your job is teruk, okay? But then after that, you want to invest, you say, tapi Dato', I also lose money before. Okay, so this is why I can tell you why most people don't invest is because they are afraid to lose money. Agreed? Okay, and that is why there is no guarantee of success. Correct or not? Correct? Put that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, are you ready for more? That's what you think. So today, I'm going to upgrade you. Okay, how many of you want me to show you version 2.0? Make sure you don't ever lose money. Are you ready? If you're ready, put that 2.0. Everyone write that down. Okay, whatever I show you just now is your way of investment. Now I'm going to invite you to show you my way of investment. Is that okay? If you're okay, put that 2.0. So everybody, okay, I need you now to pay attention. We're now going to level 2. Okay, now this is going to be very complex. I want you to pay attention as much as possible, write down as much as possible. I'm going to show you 3 ways to make 3 million. All right, 3 ways to make 3 million. Now, you may not make 3 million, but at least I can guarantee you at least 1 million. All right, so how many of you want to learn this in a very safe way? If you want this right now, put that safe. Okay, so everyone pay attention. I'm going to go through very slowly for you all. Please pay attention to this. Okay, so my way of doing it is very simple. So let's take back the 3 different types of investment: short-term, mid-term, and long-term. Ready? So what's going to happen right now is this. I want you to pay attention on how I play this game. Let's split it all out again. If we go it this way, long-term, mid-term, and short-term, and then let's say you over here with your savings. You see, the big problem about you is, again, you're using money that you use from time to put into assets. And I'm going to show you a way, instead of doing that, use asset against assets. So pay attention. Everybody pay attention. What you're going to do right now is this. Instead of putting into short-term, mid-term, or long-term, I'm going to ask you to do one thing. Now, this depends. In some of you got no money one, you do this way. Those of you got money one, stay back during lunchtime. I'll tell you play second way. Fair? Okay, so I can only show you one today. All right, if you're ready, type there 1. Okay, how many of you don't have 500,000 yet? How many of you don't have 500,000 yet? If you don't have 500,000 yet, put at me. Okay, if you don't have 300,000 yet, put at me. Okay, then I tell you this is the way you need to do. Okay, ready? If you don't have money yet, but you have income, you have salary coming in, the first thing I ask you to do is take your money, put into midterm. Okay, so everyone put that empty. Right, now listen, when you attack that empty has something called leverage. So what's going to happen is you're going to buy a property, let's say for example, and you're going to take money out of it. The money is not going to come from the asset yet. The money is going to come from the leverage. Okay, I repeat again. The money is not going to come from the asset yet. The money is going to come from the leverage. So you're going to get some money out from, let's say, the banks. And the banks, you're going to use that extra money to come into short term. So I'm going to repeat this again. Everybody pay attention. You're going to take your money, you're going to put into one asset class. You're going to generate extra money from that asset class, okay, through either leverage. And after that, you're going to put it into short term. Some of you understand this, correct? Ryan, yes, correct. One of the ways. Okay, okay, not. So you're not going to use your money. You're going to use that asset money. Make sense? So far, so good? Okay? Okay, tak there, okay. Right? Now, what happens is when that money comes out, don't spend it. Don't go and buy your Prada or Gucci or whatever. Take that money, invest into ST. So you're going to use 1 to attack 2. Okay, oh, sorry, you're going to use 2 to attack 1. Make sense? And then that's going to generate you money. Okay, so that's going to go over and over again. Now, what's the big deal about this, which is very good, is that if this money goes missing, okay, you still have the midterm asset. Okay, now, number two, after you do this, you attack midterm again. And when you attack midterm again, you're going to use some of this money to attack long term. Make sense? All right. And then midterm, long term is going to generate you back money. So far, so good or not? You okay? You understand? Don't understand? Not understand. Okay, let me draw the whole story first. Okay. Now, next example is this. Everybody pay attention. Okay. After you
Trading
buy
connection
into
lost.
midterm and you generate some extra capital coming out, you're going to whack over here. Wait. I show you diagram first. If I show you all the numbers value, sure you will get confused one. Just understand the concept first. Okay? Okay, so everyone go slow. I tell you, I go up one extra gear already. Okay, okay, just follow the concept first. I'll put in more numbers, I promise you. Okay, so pay attention. When I whack into midterm, I use leverage. I'm going to whack the banks. Okay, get the banks are coming from over here, and then after that, whack into. Some of you understand already, but wait, don't put too much words into it. Everyone get confused. Okay, I'm not promoting property. I'm not promoting crypto. I'm promoting the method. The method. Okay, the method's very important. Now, over here, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're very good at what you do over here. Now, here's the deal. What you're doing right now is then you have to have one which is daily money, monthly money. This is yearly money coming in. And the last part over there is long-term money. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is this. Okay, everyone pay attention. Maybe 1 or 2 months later, maybe 3 months later, you start to see good profits coming in from here. This will always make you money first. Okay, because this is short term. So when that starts to make you money, what do? Okay, do you take the money and spend? Let me ask you, let's say you invest in the stock market. Let's say invest into Forex. Let's say invest into crypto. And finally, after 1-2 months, you start to see profits. What do? You take the money, do what? Okay. Re-in. Yes. Okay. I tell you, take the money and spend, I slap you. Okay. Okay. So here's the deal. Everyone, please pay attention to what I'm trying to say. This entire diagram will take you 3 years. Everyone type there 3 years. In the next 3 years, you're going to feel very broke. In the next 3 years, you're not going to touch any money that you generate from this entire portfolio. You are building your wealth. That's why I call Wealth Builder Club. All right, I'm going to show you how to build your wealth. Okay, so right there, build. So let's say if you believe in what I say and you buy into midterm first, if you have no money, then you attack into short term, you're not going to see this money coming immediately. You're going to lose some money, never mind, because you still have your assets, you still have some money coming in. All right, and then after you start to win, you start to win until you build and build until you, let's say, have 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. Remember I told you that? 10,000 is okay. Then put the money back into short term again. 50,000 is okay. Put the money back into short term again. 100,000, take the money out, whack back to midterm. So you are going to create a cycle. Okay? When you get that money coming in and midterm already make money, what do? Okay, you buy enough midterm, you accumulate enough short term, you accumulate enough good midterms. What do? Okay, this maybe take another 1 more year, 2 more years. But once you have enough, what do? Retire. Where you retire? Oh, no. Whack into long term. You need to get to long term. Okay, sorry, I have to talk to you. This one tak faham punya. Okay, Shafina's just joking. Faham tak? All right. I want you to build a model of investment that's going to be super solid. I'm not saying to invest only in midterm investments. I'm not saying that to only invest into short-term investments. And I'm not saying that I'm going to invest into long-term investments. I'm saying to build an ecosystem. How many of you like the game? So far, so good. You understand this? Can you see this? Now, let me ask you one question. All right. How much of your own money did you use? You use your money only one time. or very few times. And then after that, for the rest of the time, you master this whole engine using each investment to attack every other investment. And that's what I built with my investors. You want to retire, you make sure you have this engine running. And if it can run like this smoothly, it can run like this smoothly, I can guarantee you, you're going to be very safe. Let's say, okay, this doesn't make money, okay? Even if this doesn't make money, you got 2 more engines running. You do not want to, the moment this engine is down, you go back to savings. Make sense or not? That's stupid. Agreed? If the engine is down just like a plane, you got 2 more engines to run. Even if the second one doesn't work yet, which is very, very impossible, almost impossible, you still have the third one coming. Do you understand? That's insurance. But most of you only invest into one type of asset, either properties or stocks, and that's why you're exposed to risk. Make sense? Okay, how many of you like this right now? If you like this right now, put there 3. Okay, but to increase and build this 3, you're going to need at least 3 years. You cannot build this over 1 year. If you would like to follow me on this one right now, build this together with me. Okay, ready? Yeah? Okay, so far so good. Understand? Make sense? How many of you like this? If you like this right now, okay, give me a thumbs up or like or whatever. I don't know. Give me 10 or whatever. Okay. So now, if you understand this, let's talk about the asset classes right now. So what's an ideal asset class for midterm is basically properties. And that's why I pick properties, because they are not so volatile. They cannot go up and down in price so much, right? In 1 year. It takes 2, it takes 3, it takes 4 years. It's a very stable, boring asset class. But that means you can't get rich immediately, right? You got to wait 1 to 5 years. That's why stock players here don't like to play into properties. And stock players don't like to play into properties because of leverage. That's where you're wrong. You're going to use this leverage to come and play on the stock side. Now, I know there's certain risks. So I'm not asking you to immediately do all this within 1 month or 2 months. Take your time. Master this first. After 2 to 3 months, then master this. You understand? Then here, take another 2 to 3 months to 6 months, master this, then get this cycle coming. Once this cycle is running smoothly, then master that. Make sense? So what is the short term? Pick one. Crypto, stock market, Forex. These are all short-term plays. Make sense? So far, so good? Okay? Okay, tap there, okay. Do you like the game? May I know why go to short term? Because it creates you fast money here, cash flow. You trade, you make a lot of money. You need to accumulate bigger money, then whack back here again. Okay, so it's going to run. Not all the time you're going to use cash out. I'm going to tell you first. I like to buy properties without cash out also. I hate using cash out all the time. I only use cash out means I get money from the banks when I have no money. That was at the beginning of my life. But after I start to do this, okay, and then I start to end up getting millions from here, I put that into there. Okay, the less loan you take eventually. So at the beginning of your life, let's say you are starting out in properties, you have only 3 or 4 property, no money, you take cash out, right? You either refinance your property or take some cash, put into here, run this, and then put it back here. Okay, so once you've got that steady already, you should have some millions coming from here. This will make you millions. This will make you few 100,000s. Okay, and then this one over here make you quite a lot. All right, so then I attack into mid-term law. What long-term law? What's long-term? Okay, long-term is businesses, and for me is plantations, right, or farmland. Okay, so Ryan asked what if I use excess retained earnings from business to put. Okay, so okay, Ryan, this is one strategy. If those of you already have extra money, lunchtime, I invite you to come in. I show you my second strategy. Okay, now. Okay. Dividend income is actually long-term already. Dividend income is already long-term already. It's not short-term trading, Gary. Okay, so stocks can play too. You can play trading or you can play dividend. Dividend income is actually long-term. Okay, where and when you relax first, okay? Relax first. Yes, that's, yeah, Kenny, that's, yes, Kenny said, doesn't short-term more risky and we may lose it all. Correct. But that's why I say play mid-term first. Whack the mid-term and then after put the short-term in. But short-term also makes you the most amount of money as well. Okay, you win big, you also can lose big. But it's all about skills. I also understand crypto. I play into crypto. I can tell you I've been a mid-term player for 10 years of my life. But I've made the most amount in the past 2 years in short term. I tell you honestly. All right. And I'm making the biggest amount in long term in the next 5 years. Okay. That's making me my 100,000. This making me my 10 millions. Okay. 100,000. 100 millions. That's making me my 10 millions. This is making me my millions. Which one would you want, Kenny? Okay, if all are correct or not? Take all Okay, my 10 million won't come in today, tomorrow. My 10 million will come in 5 years. I don't wait 5 years. If people give me 1 million within 1-2 years, why not take? Correct or not? If people give me 10 million in 5 years, why not take? Correct or not? If people give me 7 years later, 100 million, why not take? Okay, make sense? Okay, but take your time and run it slowly. Okay, good. Are you guys ready for more? Would you like more? So everybody, I want you to understand the game of investments. The game of investments is using time as your asset. Now you are using time to make money. I'm using time for assets. Every asset has its own timing. If you know how to master the timing and master the skills of getting the right assets, you will make a lot of money. Now, everybody, how many of you those of you first time meet me Andrew Tan's students or any of your students, okay, put there 1. I'm going to talk to you more. All right. I want you to understand this right now. Interesting or not? So, okay, another way of doing it, another way of short-term business. All right. You take a property, you get some cash out from there, you come over here, open your own business, also can run from here because this makes you your daily income, makes you your million per year. All right. So it's very simple. All I'm telling you is stop using your savings. A lot of you use your savings. That's crazy. Use investment to make this. Can do it. Confirm can do lah, Casey. Okay. All right. Confirm can do. All right. So this is what we do as well. All right. Ready? Can I show you more? Okay. Now, I know a lot of you are asking this, haven't met me yet. Okay. Those of you already met me, you know the proof, but I'm going to show this. Okay, Dato, this seems all great, but what's the proof that this theory works? Okay. Who wants proof? Put that P. Okay. Those that never met me before, that's why I want to talk to you guys. It's not theory. Okay, it is not theory. I'm doing this and I'm mastering this. And I want you guys to really, really come and join me and play this game. So this is why I say I'm not going to teach you anymore. I'm going to ask you to say, if you want to, join me and play this game. Right? Why? Because this is the best time. So I have done this before. I didn't do this 10 years ago. I didn't do this 5 years ago. I did this 2 years ago. So in 2020, I ran the whole theory and I made it an actual case study. Can I share this? Would you like to know? Ready or not? Ready? Type that ready. That's why I say this recession, don't be afraid. It's not as bad as the COVID times, but there's going to be, okay, opportunity. So in the last COVID period where it was super, super bad, I said it was time for it to go in. I tried to talk to a lot of my investors to tell them about my strategies. A small group followed me. So that's why I led a small group of investors then. I did something very special last 2 years. Instead of making me rich only, I decided to take my students and get rich together. So I've been preparing for this time. So those of you, now you know my strategy. You saw all my slides before, but you didn't understand the strategy behind. Correct or not? Today I tell you. Okay, I just didn't simply buy. First thing I attack is what? What did I attack? Come, tell me now. What did I attack? What is this? What strategy is this? Not property. What's this? Correct. MT, midterm. I wasn't after the properties. I was after the money. I knew the market was low. I knew like today, crypto is going to go lower. Stock market is going to go lower. I said, whack the market, but where got money? And I put my savings into it. Stupid. Then my savings lost, and how? So I buy something more solid. I buy properties. I buy it damn bloody cheap. Right? I got those properties below market value, 23%. I got these things coming in. My students did this. We attacked a few others over here as well. All of them below market value. Now, why below market value? So that I can get more money from the banks. I'll teach you about this later. All right? So I took them below. Yeah, Hayton Group, Ryan. Are you from Malacca? Okay. I tell you, I hate Hayton. Okay, I really benci dia, but I don't mind their property lah. Okay, Johor, right? Hayton Group, okay lah, I talk a bit of story since some people know the project. Okay, the developer, Miwan Turut lah, they cannot buy the main con, so they con the main con and give them property instead of money. So Turut lah, this guy had 47 units contra, you know how much millions. So he sell it very cheap to me. So during that time, I took the units very cheap lah. Some more he fully furnished the place. He do it renovate, everything very nicely done. Okay, so I took it below 300,000. Okay or not? Right? I'm making a lot of money from this right now. My students are making a lot of money from this right now. Rental during peak seasons are about, rentals during peak season can go to 6,000 per room. Do you know that? 6,000, 200 per night, 20 nights. 200 plus per night to 300 plus per night. So the full-time season is 6,000. Highest record but averagely we make about, and then we split with Airbnb, everything. So averagely we make about 1,500 to 2,600 ringgit. Okay, so it's crazy lah. Ever since after MCO. Okay, anyway, what strategy again is this? What's this? Okay, midterm, correct? After midterm, we use the money, we attack what? Yes. So we went into short term. So once we got the money out, okay, 3 months to 4 months later, we attack the stock market. We got an expert to come in, we find where's the best stocks, we whack there. Okay, short term is only 2 to 3 months. So 3 months later, we exit. Okay, and then we attack another short term. Now, all this money was not using our savings. Everybody pay attention. All this money not using our savings. All this money is using money from the property. Okay, I don't know if you understand all this or not, but how many of you get excited already? Those of you who know what I'm doing, you can understand my doings. I can tell you this is the game I play. All right, I've mastered this, and that's how I use not my money. I use other people's money to make me more money. Okay, does that make sense? How many of you like to play this game? How many of you really want to get rich? Right? So I whack this money. Now, I could have lost money, right? If I lost money, what do I do? I still have the property as an asset. Wait, law. Okay, so my risk is diversified. Then what happens after that? I continue to whack. So now, in my first year in 2020, all of us were very poor because we bought the properties, okay, and we took the money, we put into stock market, we put into crypto market, some of us put into online market. So we were very poor because we never saw the money come back. Okay. Yes. Okay, Alvin, yes. Do you get it? Some of you start to get this, right? You write this down. I don't have time to tell you all this because I got to teach you a lot of stuff after this as well. Right? So, but anyway, this is what we did in 1 year. We had this strategy and it was the busiest year. Now, if you guys want to join me this year, moving forward in August, you're going to be very, very busy. I'm going to ask you to whack and keep on whacking. I'm going to give you updates. I'm going to tell you to go into the markets. You guys have to whack over and over again. You're going to be very busy, very stressed out. And you're going to be very poor. You're going to be cash poor, asset rich. If you want to be rich, if you want to be a great investor, the first thing you got to understand is that whatever excess cash you have to turn it to assets. Okay, makes sense, huh? All right. So, and if you get money from the assets, you're not going to use that money from the assets. You're going to take the money and put back into assets. Okay, so everybody put their money into assets. You just have to convert all your extra money into assets. Now, you can do it one time. So you whack the savings, go into assets, take the asset money, you give back money. Your money, you see, the moment you see money, convert it back to another asset. Okay, convert it back to another asset, convert it back into another asset. So it's just about playing assets right now. All right. Now, some of them may not make so much. Some of them may make better, but it depends on your timing. So this is what we did. We continued a second year again, and then we started to play different asset classes. So we attacked into what? What's this again? This one over here, when I say this, I think some of you saw these slides before. All right. I attacked the sub-sale market. What is this right now? What is this right now? No, not LT. All right, not LT yet, Zaini. Okay, it's still empty. Okay, so everybody please pay attention. So it's a circle. It goes again. So after dah untung sikit daripada short term, then balik lagi kepada mid term. So it's macam kungfu lah, tai chi lah. Ini masuk, ini keluar, ini transfer, ini keluar. So you will have to masuk to mid term first, and then after that play to short term, dah dapat untung, masuk balik to long mid term again. Okay, why? Because you are rolling your assets, you're rolling your cash. Okay, from here, after we make money, what do we do? Where do we go? From empty, where do you go? Can you see not? Yes. No. Okay, why not LT yet? Because not enough cash. LT is a big game. Okay, this one is short term. So we go back into short term lah, right? And that's where we make some money from short term. Can you see or not? Wow, this one really made us a lot of money. So by second year, some of us make extra money because of the first year. The first year we invested into Bitcoin already mah. So dapat untung. Okay, so we start to play bigger game. So from after we attack this market and we also exit this market, some of us from last year, we then enter into bigger asset classes. So even though this is midterm, but these are bigger asset midterms. Okay, so we started to buy bigger properties. So interesting. Okay, everybody, midterm small, go into short term big, then after that go into midterm again, then go into short term again, and then suddenly you got enough money, you whack into something big like this. Okay, then after that we go into, what's the word? What's this? Long term. The properties we bought in Malacca was 30% below market price. None of the heritage properties in Jonker I bought above 4 million. Everything is 3 million and below. As a matter of fact, I bought 2 properties in Jonker Street less than $1 million. Okay, I whacked really cow cheap one. All right, and then now we're into long term. All right, so you make the sense? Okay, so it took us 2 years to reach long term. Okay, I repeat again. It took us 2 years to reach long term. It's not something that you can build today. That's why this time round, give yourself 3 years. If you're very good, 2 years. Okay, please don't expect to play all 3 within 1 year if you just got started. For some of you who have already invested for the past 3 to 5 years and you got a portfolio, you can consider long term, right? But understand the journey. If you start from zero, you will start mid-term, short-term, and then long-term. Okay? Good or not? Okay. Is it too late to buy another commercial shop lot? I think right now you have to wait till the downtrend, which is coming. All right. And for commercial, it comes a bit later. So you have to wait till next year, 2023. Correct lah? 2023 first half. Okay, very good. Well, Gary is a good investor. Why do I aim? Tourism what? Of course lah, that time MCO, no. Hey, by the way, don't play my strategy this time round. You cannot play already because tourism cannot play Danai already. So you have to change the strategy a bit. Last 2 years is because of PKP, I can focus tourism. Okay, but I still say city center can play. So now with the current recession, city centers. So city center, for example, Klang Valley can play. JB also can play because market will be a bit lower, but it's starting to come up already. Penang also can play a bit because recession hits a bit, prices were a bit low, but the best one is still Klang Valley, city centers. All right, tourism is coming up, so I don't think tourism will be so badly affected. Okay, yeah, doesn't matter subsale or developer. Okay, everyone come down first. Can you understand the strategy we have or not? So that is where we made a lot of money in the past 2 years, is because we played the short-term, mid-term, short-term, and long-term strategies. So guys, whatever you see here today is actually a result of my formula, and I have a strategy. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. We got to start this again. So I'm starting this again in 2022. Who wants to play this game next month? If you really want to play this game next month, put them me. All right, because that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm not looking for a lot of you guys. I'm going to look for some of you guys who are very keen to whack the market. We play together already. I position myself different in 2022. It's very, very, very different now. Okay, it's very different now. It's no longer agriculture. It's no longer into the fast money. You have to play into cash flow money. Okay, so it's a slightly different game. I've twisted around a bit, but we're going to follow the same formula. Okay, minimum capital, like I said, if you don't have money, you go to midterm. Okay, if those of you who have extra money, we whack this two immediately. I'm banking more on long term now. Okay, I honestly am banking more on long term now because I foresee that this current recession is a longer wave than the last 2 years. Last 2 years, a short wave, but it's very, very up and down. Next 3 years is a long wave, it's a slow wave that goes up. So I'm banking on long term for cash flow. Okay, for fresh grads, midterm, whack a property. Trust me on this. Okay. No money to LT, then you go to midterm lah. Okay, not retiree, you have to play short term. Right? Unless of course you got a lot of money, then you play long term. And honestly, I will push all retirees towards long-term investments because long-term investments is the safest. It will bypass all recessions. Yes. Wow, a lot of questions already. Wow, suddenly the whole crowd wake up already. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, so today what I'm going to do, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now, is that at the end of these 2 days, if those of you who really want to be an investor, okay, I will take in a few of you guys coming in. Now, I got bad news for you guys again. I select my investors just like today. So if you're keen to play this game, how many of you want to be part of WBC? Right? I'm going to open 3 opportunities and I'm going to interview you guys. So when you come in, I'm going to pick investors. I'm not going to get all of you to come in. If some of you come in, thank you, play all the way. If those of you don't come in, wait for the next round. Right? Because I am going to only help some of you guys. I need to look for certain people. All right? Okay, so done. So are you ready? But today, I'm going to share with you more right now. So how many of you are enjoying the morning so far? Okay. Good. Okay. Your brain okay or not? Not the poo, right? Okay, it was a good warm-up. Slowly increase what investment options do we have? Ask me the questions again. How much to join capital? Sabar dulu, okay? But can SG buy house in Malaysia? Casey, I would suggest that what you do is you play midterm in Singapore. That means you will buy properties in Singapore. Andrew and me know a very other good friend. His name is called Marco. He's really a legitimate investor. I don't know, hopefully, whether you like him or don't like him, I know his methods work. He does exactly what I do in Malaysia, but for Singapore properties. So if you're Singaporean, please work with him because he can get you to buy properties below market value, use leverage from the banks in Singapore. Don't have to buy properties in Malaysia. All right? Yes. Okay. How about Sarawak? Definitely can do. Okay. Adeline, thank you for the, Adeline said, yeah, my system. So here's my deal. I've been playing investment for 12 over years. I've pretty much mastered the skills. What I created is a system. So if you want to right now, I would like to get you guys to come into the systems, right? I will play the systems with you. But in order for you to join WBC and understand and play the system, you first must have the skills. So we're not done yet. That was the introduction. Okay, that's why I say, are you okay? Because I'm going to give you 5 minutes to calm down. And then after that, I want you to refreshen up, wash your face. I'm going to give you 1 hour of intensive skills. Now, I'm going to tell you formulas. I'm going to tell you locations where to buy on the properties. I'm going to get you started on midterm. So after this, you're going to have to really learn a lot. I promise you by the end of today in the morning, you cannot remember your name already. Okay? Would you like to learn? Okay. Foreigners, yes, foreigners can join WBC. Ask me the questions again. So let me phrase this for you guys. Today, wow, okay, good. So today is going to be a super intensive day. This morning is a mere warm-up for many of you guys. So right now, I'm going to go into skills. After that, during lunchtime, okay, during lunchtime, I'm going to invite some of you who are ready to play to come in to talk even more. I show you one way in the morning how to use midterm. But a lot of you say, hey, Dato, I don't want to play property anymore. I've got enough money already. Then I'll ask you to come in during lunchtime. I'll talk to you about the other way of playing it. Okay, but you must have some money. So my first invitation today to come into WBC for those of you who are fluent. If you already have money, let's not waste time. Come in over here. I'll show you what we have. You like it? Let's play together. The rest of you wait until tomorrow. Okay, I'll show you slowly step by step because I'm looking for certain people. Okay. So Adelia asks, okay, so actually to start investing practically lowest possible, yeah, 5 to 10% cash. You don't really need a lot. Very smart. Wow, Adelia is very smart. Okay, how to know which property is good investment? That's why I say, Zarina, after this, I'll come into midterm. Okay, so after this, I'll talk about session 1 midterm. I'll start straight away properties. Okay, how to buy property cash flow. I'll teach about this later also. Ready? Singapore property cannot buy multiple. Trust me, Leong. can do, okay? But not resi property, you're right. So most likely you have to switch between resi to commercial, all right? And industrial. So I can tell you a few people there, okay, you can look for. I recommend people like Marco. I also know Eric Chew. I don't know why Singaporeans, the speakers like to fight a lot. I guess it's normal. Here also, I also got my fights, but I don't understand why. I don't fight with anybody. I think everyone is great. So anyway, Eric Chew is good at residential properties. Marco is very good at industrial properties and commercial properties. So you can learn from all these people and they have results, right? They'll show you how to play the game. So for Leong, you need to change your profile. But even in Malaysia, same thing. I will tell those of you who already got residential property, go to commercial already. Don't waste your time in residential. Okay? You've got few properties already, then how? Okay, Irene, is it Irene? Then you should play level 2 with me. So level 2 during lunchtime, I show you how to play. Okay, guys, are you ready? Okay, so we're gonna take a I'm gonna give you a 2-minute break only. I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna ask your permission right now. Everybody, please pay attention. Okay, please order your lunch, order your Grab. I'm not sponsoring your lunch. Okay, and your lunch is gonna start at 1 o'clock today. 1 o'clock today. Everybody pay attention. So I don't have a lot of time. I only have, okay, less than an hour with less than 1.5 hours with you guys. So I really need you guys to come in to learn about midterm. I'm going to show you a lot of stuff on midterm right now. I'm going to talk about properties. Are you okay? If you're okay, put that P for properties. I'm going to deep dive into it. I'm going to tell you all the skill sets. If you thought this morning was okay, wait till you hear this. I guarantee you your brain is going to be full. But that's the whole idea. This is a $1,000 course I'm giving to you because I want you to take action today. Fair? Have you enjoyed yourself so far? If you enjoyed yourself, well, put that 10. Okay, I'll see you guys back in 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, but